Dispute between neighbors for today's edition of The Law and You. Getting settled in the chairs this afternoon. Attorneys Greg Fellerman and Ed Saramboli. Guys, everything going well over there?
Everything's great. I have no neighbors, so I never have any disputes with them. It's great.
Ed lives on his own island, away from everybody. All right. If you do have a neighbor, though, you might be interested in this one. This one involves some trees, and we're talking from Glenn in Miners Mills. I have a number of trees which extend over into my neighbor's property. The leaves fell onto her property. She had landscapers clean up the leaves and then dump them in my yard. Can't you do this?
Glenn, the answer is yes, she can. It's your tree, it's your leaves. Obviously, you and your neighbor don't get along very well because you certainly should have been able to work this out without her picking up the leaves and dumping them onto your property. But technically, they're your leaves, they're your trees. You're responsible for, you're responsible for them. So if the leaves are piling up onto her property, it's poor taste, but she can do it.
Yeah, well, the general rule is if you own trees and they're going over a property line, your neighbor has every right to cut them back to maintain their property without your trees on them. I'm not necessarily sure if she can just dump the stuff on your property because, you have your own rights to keep your property clean and, so it's a gray area. And we don't recommend this to any neighbors to do this type of stuff. It's easier to, pick it up. And if you want, you can send the bill to the neighbor for what you had to clean up. Don't, if you're dumping stuff and trespassing on your neighbor's property, you could end up getting sued. It's not a good idea. So we don't recommend doing it.
Sounds like you're inviting more trouble from an already tense situation.
It's a mess. Work this out with your neighbor. This is an easy one. Sit down, work this out. You don't want to go down this road.
For our viewers who may have a situation they just can't settle with their neighbor and need some legal advice, how could they reach you guys?
They can call us at 570-714-HURT or see us on the web at 714hurt.com.
Or go to our Facebook page. And if you have a question, put it on our page. We'll do our best to answer it on an upcoming segment. And if you're really having these kinds of issues with your neighbors, pick up a phone, call a lawyer, make sure that you guys try to work this out before you have to file a lawsuit or anything.
See, Ed, you're lucky you live so far away from everybody. You'd have to worry about bulldozers dumping snow on your property.
I'm telling you, it'd be terrible.
All right, Results Matter attorneys Greg Fellerman and Ed Saramboli. Guys, thanks so much.
Our pleasure.
PAHomepage.com or the Law and You hotline, your best ways to get a question here on the show.